Right. So we are back. Sorry for the little break in transmission there. Just a little error on my part, and I apologize for that. So yes, for my prediction for this match, uh, I'm
Mhm.
still, I will still retain my position of being. I won't want to make any predictions, or rather remain dormant. I don't want any caster scores, for the teams if that is something that actually happens or not. So I don't want to be the person who will use that as confirmation. So you are free to make your own predictions, but for me, I will just say I want to have a good match, watch a good match and have something to make my night.
Uh, Personally, I don't even think I have anybody that I would say is going to take this series. But it's been a while since I've played with Reiju, and since Fluffy's creation, I don't think I've had the chance to scrim with them. So this is going to be like a debut for Fluffy in tournaments, and Reiju are like runner-ups, and we
Yeah.
are getting into the match, starting with the ban from Reiju.
Yeah,
Let's
I
see.
think they made some bans in the lobby and I didn't quite follow up on that, but I think I remember seeing Florine and I think Joy, if I recall correctly. I didn't quite catch the other parts of the bans right there. But yeah, the first ban from Reiju is actually the Alice, and that is surprising given that from the little people I know there, I believe Ascendant, that's Osen. I don't quite note the other people as much, but Reiju are known for picks like the Alice pick, and it's surprising that they chose not to actually leave that open and ban it. But even more surprising is the fact that Fluffy chose not to ban any hero. Do you think that is intentional? Emi, do you think they are playing some sort of 4D chess while we are here talking some checkers?
Oh, I think it's MTN striking at our brother Super Saiyan. And about the Ali speak, we all know Air Cartel has played a lot of allies, and they have used it to cause havoc in previous tournaments,
Yeah,
especially in the hands of Cheesy. So I think they were not willing to take that chance of giving them the allies. Though they were
yeah,
first pick, probably they had something else in mind to pick. And we have a
exactly.
Zushin band coming in from Joiju, and Lancelot band coming in for Fluffy, and then we have CC, a very solid pick for the EXP coming in from Reiju as their first
Yeah.
pick.
Yeah, that CC pick, I guess they are just looking for someone who would dominate that lane. So CC
Mhm.
is like one of the most dominant EXP laners as it stands. And I think they want to translate that dominance from the lane to the team fight and then eventually to the win. But we see Fluffy answering with two picks, the Grok, which is also one of the dominant roamers currently, and Expo, which is interesting. If that's going to be in the lane, I think that's going to be a losing EXP lane matchup for Fluffy. So I think it's interesting that they still chose to pick this Expo after seeing this CC pick, first pick by Reiju. And they also follow it up with this is some haram drafts going on right here, right now. They follow it up with
I
some
agree.
Ruby, some Ruby and the Angela. So this is going to be one hell of a matchup for Fluffy. I don't know, Emmy. I don't think, from the look of things, it's not going to look like an easy game for them.
I don't know what's going on with the Angela spams nowadays from the Scar. I mean, yesterday NCZ was there spamming Angela left and right, and now we
Yeah,
have Reju coming in to continue the gospel of Angela, and we have Angela with any of the two heroes that he picked already is Havoc. Angela on
yeah,
CC Havoc, Angela on Ruby Havoc, and then we have a response from Fluffy, they picked Eve and then they banned out Gatokasha. And then we have Reiju dishing out their last ban. Yeah, let's see what they're going to ban. I don't think they're going to have marksman because they already have, I think it's CC gold or Ruby gold. Anyways, let's see what they're going to ban.
I am not the only one
And we have
Yeah,
a Fovius ban. They don't want anything disturbing that Ruby from bouncing around and dealing
yeah,
damage in the back
as I
line.
save my nation from
yeah.
falling
Very,
apart.
very interesting right there. I mean, this Angela pick, because of the recent changes to our ults, giving it that baseline of 20-second cooldown. It's no surprise that everybody's abusing it and exploiting it. So, uh, we'll see how that works out for them, I guess. But this Yi Sun Shin is actually a pretty nice pick, especially for the vision from his mountain shocker. And then the lockdown CC after he actually unleashes that mountain shocker. But Reiju answer back with two picks of their own. The Amon and then finally the Alot and Fluffy, the final pick, going for that Nathan. It's surprising. This is basically three fighters, one jungler, well, one assassin, and then one support for Reiju and Fluffy. Actually having a much more balanced comp in terms of the lanes. So with the teams now, both of them having their picks, who do you fancy more, Amy?
Actually, I'm a very big fan of the right picks. I don't know what's going on with the meta right now. I don't necessarily like it. All these EXP gold lanes, Angela
Yeah,
mid or whatever is going on. I'm not really a
yeah,
big fan of it, but it is what it is. ML is an ever-changing game. It's
yeah.
dynamic. It's flexible. You have to adapt, or else you're gonna be left behind. So if that's what's going to get you the win, fine, let's do it. But yeah, if you're talking about favorable drafts, I think I will go with Fluffy. And I think we have a pause request coming in from Reiju. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
don't know if
think
the ref is saying that.
let me just grant that if the ref isn't seeing it.
All,
But yeah,
all right.
indeed, Mobile Legends is an ever-changing game, and they say change is the only constant. You either adapt or you get left behind. And I guess so far the Nigerian teams are adapting a bit too, will I say, they are adhering a bit too close to that meta because it's almost getting to the point of abuse right now with how much they keep depending on this Angela pick. But yeah, so far it's not looking like network is going to be favorable given how early this pause is. But just an update on the UCL matches then. If since one match before us is not going through, so Chelsea are currently giving Barcelona a hefty 2-goal lead. So for those of you who are Barcelona fans, maybe you should channel your emotional support to your teams instead of you know whoever it is you are supporting here. But so far so good. In the next 50 seconds we'll get back to the game and hopefully we'll see some violence coming out from both teams. But for me, uh I know I said I was not going to speculate, but I think I will take that back. I would actually prefer to see the side of Fluffy winning. That would have been my prediction if they had not allowed Big Face into their roster, because that man is a fraud. I would
Actually,
never, I'll
I
never
was
forget.
actually going to, I was actually going to point that out.
I
You
would
read my
never
mind.
forget.
I would go with Fluffy's side too, if not for the
Yeah,
fact that they have big face. You guys should watch
yeah.
out for this guy. He's a fraud. He comes in here saying he's the best mage here and there, top Nigerian, blah blah blah. But we're going to see we're going to see his gameplay, and everybody's going to you're going to understand that it's not just by Nigerian ranking.
Yeah, I would never forget. Cost me a game. The easiest game of our lives. And bro, true. And since then, I've always had this hate in my heart for him, and that hate will never go away. I know the Bible says to forgive and forget, but I can never forgive, neither can I forget. So now the game is fully on, and just from the look of things, it seems like Fluffy actually have the better mid lane presence, getting that wave clear from the S1 of Yiv and the S2 combined, and then with the Grok basic attack enhanced. That's basically a guaranteed clear for each wave, fast clear. So far so good. Both teams are doing their best to farm as much as they can. No early invades so far. They're just getting a feel of their jungle creeps. But this good lane matchup is actually interesting because it's looking like Nathan is actually zoning away this CC and he actually gets that gold crab. And to be honest, I don't really see the point of these EXP matchups or these fighters rather being in the gold lane as matchups against the traditional gold lanes. But what do you think now that the first auto is coming up, Emmy? Do you think Reiju, yeah, do you think Reiju will actually get back into this game, get that map control, or do you think that Fluffy are just going to snowball all the way from here straight to the game?
With the way things are looking right now, okay. Uh, and Fluffy are the ones that are able to actually get. And we have a flicker being expended from Ascendant. We have Xbox going in, and he's able to get the kill on Ascendant. We have Ruby trying to. Oh, the am
That I
offended
am
misses
offended.
by a
Yeah,
whole lot.
yeah. It came in too
But
late.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah, it came in too
oh,
late, and it.
you
I
ready?
didn't really
You
notice
ready?
that it was actually an adult room.
Yeah,
Oh, we have Groke. Wow.
yeah. He was lagging for a minute there, so he somehow walked into the lane and well, guess he got punished for it. But yeah,
I
that
was
was a
I
bit
was I was
unfortunate.
wondering what was going on with that.
Yeah, it was unfortunate right there. But it is what it is. Get a free kill. Maybe Fate just presented them with a an opportunity to actually get back into the game. So let's see how it goes when the game comes back on. But yeah, that I am offended was a bit too late, and she actually expended her flicker right there. So that's like 2 resources spent for nothing. And that kill actually still secured by Xborg, and he moved away, escaped with his life. So so far so good. It seems like Fluffy are actually having the upper hand. But once again, let's not forget about the troll tendencies. We saw a lot of that yesterday between NCZ and Dark Stars, and let's not rule out that also today because that's always a possibility that we must consider whenever teams like this face off against each other.
I don't know what's going on with the network on both teams, but I do hope that I'm actually able to fix it and give us, some premium gameplay. Cause I don't know, this is looking very weird. Pula just walked into the turret there, and he got punished for it. Obviously, they are not going to, just let him be. And I don't know. The Ruby when he flickered too, he seemed like he was lagging
Yeah,
because that I am offended was really
yeah,
really slow.
yeah.
So probably
It
he
came
was
in
on
very
red
late.
MS or something. Yeah, but it might still be. It might just be skill issues. I don't know. We can never
That,
tell.
that's also true. That's also true.
But yeah, we're going back into the match now. Let's hope the network problems are fixed by then. All right.
Yeah. So once again, I think the game is now getting a bit more balanced now that all the members are moving freely as they should. But with the gold lead so far is barely 300. Um, and no one is yet to secure any item for now, any major item. But I think there's still a little gathering here in the gold lane. Um, Nero is actually not going in for that fight for now. But yeah, looking at the gold lane matchup that we're actually talking about, they are actually on equal gold. Oh, once again, we see this reward manipulation coming in and Ascendance taken down again. We see Retro X going in for the shards, but he doesn't quite get a kill. And somehow he almost got another chance to actually get that kill secure, but with the presence of the extra teammates from the side of Fluffy, they were just able to stun him up against the wall and get that kill secure. So that's one kill for Big Face, 1 kill for Nero, and 1 kill for Super Saiyan. It seems like this game is quickly running out of control of Reiju. They are being a bit too sloppy and making too many mistakes so early. And to be honest, Big Emi is not looking very good.
To be honest, that's actually true. We have a flicker being expanded by Super Saiyan. Reward manipulation coming in from Big Face. They are able to
Oh,
take down. Oh my god. They
and
were
that,
able to change CC that completely. And we have Fine Shit here trying to escape with his life, but he is taken down by Big Face. And we have Big Face, the fraud mage here on a 304 KDA, and the outer turret of the mid lane has just been taken down. We have Pula, invading Retro X's jungle right now, and
yeah,
Pula was actually able to get the red buff for him, but he is not able to.
yeah.
Oh, he was actually able to escape, even though the ad guard was coming in from King to support Retro in the jungle. But he lost his red buff and his blue buff, and now he's buffless.
Yeah,
We have
indeed.
a pretty 4K good lead coming in from. Oh, I have an engager, just a taunt.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they're still just poking each other out and getting a feel of it, probably looking for an opportunity to engage, but none presented itself right there. For Ascendant, seems like seems to be extending a lot, and we see that
Oh,
tectonic charge going under the turret, but that strike. We see once again that hard guard committed, and the cutting call also committed. But Holy Crystal just holding his own, and Big Face coming in a bit late, but there's no one else to secure. And we see Retro X going in with that ult at the back line, and then the reward manipulation committed to lock down that Amon. We see CC going in with her S1, S2. Fine shite actually committing that I am offended, but he gets taken down. Ryder trying to run away, but even the shield from the Heart Guard is not enough to keep her alive. That is actually a 4-for-1 trade in the advantage of Fluffy. That was a
I
four for
don't know
one
what's
trade.
going on with Ruby's controls. Probably is I am offended button is where his retry button is or something. I don't know what's going on. But he just missed two I am offended in a very crucial moment. If he was actually able to land that 3-man stun, they might have been able to fight back and take down one or two people on the side of Fluffy's side. But this is the third turtle for Nero, and we
Yeah,
have them trying to clear the bot lane here, trying to drop this inner turret.
yeah.
We have all
Yeah.
of Fluffy on the bot lane.
Oh,
Oh wow, that
once again,
was
another pause request coming in. But yeah, so like I noticed or I have observed so far in this game, Amon, rather Alot,
Hmm?
seems to be the very first point of engage from Fluffy. Maybe he is underestimating their damage a bit or overestimating his abilities, because he always seems to get caught by surprise. And once they take him down, that final slash is usually not enough to actually bring it back. Once they engage on him, rather, that final slash is usually not enough to do anything meaningful and maybe give his team a chance to counter attack. So maybe he needs to dial it back a bit and just be more careful in his engages. But yeah, like that Amon's play going into the back line with the endless shards and actually getting a kill is perfect assassin's instincts right there, and he used it maximally and got something out of it, though he lost his life. But I think so far it was better than having nothing at all. He actually got something back for his team, and maybe just maybe that could be the lifeline that they need to actually come back into this game, Emi.
yeah. I think one of the main problems that they have right now is the reward manipulation coming in from our very own fraud mage. He's kind of fed right now. He's on a 307 KDA. out
Yeah.
of 11 kills is involved in 10, as around 95% or so. But they need an answer to that, but they can't even get close to that because Pula is just around, with his Grok pushing them and blocking them with his walls, and he's able
Yeah.
to use the Titanic charge, to disrupt Ascendant. And Ascendant is not really able to do anything right now. He's on a 041 KDA, and we have them collapsing on fine shit right now. I mean, just look at that.
Yeah. I mean, that reward manipulation committed. Brock didn't even have to use
Yeah.
that tectonic charge to take him down. We actually said that they
That's all.
were abusing this Angela meta, but it seems like Fluffy are actually familiar with their game. They figured out what they need to do to get that lockdown. And that two free kills onto Fine Shite. Fine Shite ain't looking so fine right now with the KDA that is being presented on the screen. And we actually see Retro X being taken out up in the gold lane. He tried to do some split pushing, and but he recalled a bit too late. He overstayed his welcome a bit too long, and he got punished for it. So maybe I was wrong. Maybe there really isn't any lifeline for Reiju because this game just seems to be running away from them. No matter how fast they seem to try to run at it, I think it's getting out of their hands, Emmy.
Actually, I do agree with you. At this point, I don't really see much of a comeback because of the lineup coming in. Ooh, Titanic misses. Retro
Actually,
X
you
is
got
able to
Natalia right
just
there.
walk away from. Yeah, you got Natalia right there, exactly. Retro X is just able to walk away from that without having to expend any skills or anything. But with the lineup coming in from Fluffy, I don't really
Oh
see. Oh,
my.
reward manipulation.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Oh, whoa!
Final
That final
slash.
slash coming in from Ascendant, but there's no follow up. I mean, that fight was a bit too scrappy for me. First of all, the wall from Grok immediately Super Saiyan went in with that last insanity. He was supposed to have the presence of mind to actually drop his wall and allow him to go to the backline like he targeted, but he left it there, and that impeded Super Saiyan's movement. And then we had Ascendant actually coming in with that final slash, but his team was way too slow to respond. I don't know if that is a comms issue or that was because they've expended their skills, but because of that, we get a free Lord for Nero uncontested. And we actually see Retro X just being an absolute menace to society right now, causing some problems for Fluffy and making them scramble to check the bushes, but he will actually escape successfully and recall back to the base, and we see FaZe committing that early reward manipulation and Ryder actually trying to dash out of there, but he gets locked down by the skills of Nathan right there, the CC, and then the sheer damage from his basic attacks actually took him out right there. And that is actually the first inhibitor taken down for Fluffy. And then we have the Lord charging down the middle and taking down the second inhibitor turret. And we see Retrorex actually trying to make a play from outside, even with the hard guard committed. But I think decides against it. And oh, that
Oh,
tectonic charge finally landing where it should on the last insanity. And Nero
yep.
actually going for that
It's a wrap.
backline with that triple kill to seal the game for
Back it up.
Fluffy. Yeah, that was almost flawless, but they actually executed it quite well, regardless. And I guess, like I said, that overextension from Ascendant, and we can see it in the results right here. It is evident that he was a bit too aggressive and he overestimated his abilities a bit too much. And Fluffy, they really made him pay dearly for it. And we see Holy Crystal with that 4010 KDA right there. And let's not forget, this is all going to be in the tier list. So the better these players perform in their individual matches, the higher they will be rated on that tier list. And this is one hell of a performance from Holy Crystal, from the entire team of Fluffy actually in general. So GG, well played to them. And it's on to game 2. So let's see if Reiju can actually reel something back in and possibly take one game from themselves. Let's apply to the lobby. Let's see.
Mm.
So this time, okay. Yes, you're about to see something. Maybe.
I don't know what's going on with Reju's synergy. I think it was kind of off, or probably they didn't
Yeah,
really think through with the draft. Cause the all the fights were kind of scrappy, and then probably it was just empty and causing problems here and there. But even though there were still kind of the draft was all weird with the Amon, the
yeah,
Angela, the Ruby, and then the Alos room. The Alos room was, they really needed like a tanky front line to deal with, the damage coming in from
yeah,
Fluffy's team. But
yeah,
I think they've learned their lesson now, and the second game should be definitely more interesting than the first one, because the first one was just it was absolute demolition, and we have the lobby bans coming in from 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 Fluffy. They bound out Joy and Yuzong, and then we have Reju's band coming in.
yeah. I think this was possibly the exact same band that they made last March. I remember seeing the Joy. Don't quite didn't quite see the Yuzhong. Um Rage are actually supposed to be the ones banning right now, okay? And I think they choose to ban Fluorine. So they still have one more ban. Okay. I don't quite get. Okay, okay, so Fluorine and Xbox for Fluffy, and then Yuzong and Joy for Yuzong and Joy for Fluffy, then Fluorine and Xbox for Reiju. So those are the lobby bans completed. So now go on to the actual gameplay bans. Oh, then I call that. But either way, game two is
The
about
second
to.
lobby ban.
Yeah. So game two is about to kick off now. Just waiting on
I like
the
the fact that
ref.
they eliminated the S-Ball, because the S-Ball was kind of like a problem coming in from
Yeah.
Super Saiyan. It was just all up in their face, using Last Insanity to take out people that were even with the hard guard, and it was not enough. I think we saw that like 3 times in the match. The Last
Yeah.
Insanity was able to burn through with the true damage with the
Yeah.
recent buff given to Xbox. And we have a Lancelot band coming in from Fluffy.
Yeah, this very
All
same ban that
right.
they made the last match. And it's actually important to remember that they actually missed a ban last match. So they're basically giving Reju a bit more allowance for maybe their comfort picks since they missed a
They
ban.
call me a hero
But I guess
because
even
I
with
saved
that,
my
that was
nation
not
from
enough
falling apart.
to guarantee them the win. But they actually go for the Yi Sun ban, and Fluffy are the ones banning the Alice this time, which is interesting. So it's basically, well, they did ban the Lancelot just like they did the previous match. This Alice ban is pretty interesting. Possibly they don't want that combo with the Angela, another Haram combo. Just like we saw the last game, they don't want any more of that. So they're trying to
Hands
take
up.
out
Sanjo.
those heroes that combo very well with the Angela with the Heart Guard, and then Alice coming in with the Blood Oath. The final ban for Reiju is actually the Hayabusa, and then Fluffy, wasting no time to lock in that CC as the very first pick. I wonder if this would be a gold CC or an EXP CC, because with the present state of things, I guess we can never tell with these picks right now, Emmy.
Uh, I think, like I said, Reju have learned their lesson right now, and they are going with the range. I mean, just look at the picks coming in from Reju. We have Fasa, and then we have Ixia, two backliners that you would need extra effort to get through the front line to get to them. And then we have a Grok coming in from Pula on Fluffy's side. And I don't know if they're actually going to go through with this Gushon pick coming in from Nero. All right, never mind. They respond with range we have the same pick from last match from our fraud mage, Big Face. We have coming in again from Fluffy's side. And then we have the last pick of the first phase of the draft coming in from Reju. I don't know if
Yeah.
Retro X is going to be the one picking, but to be honest, I wouldn't want to see that Amon again. All right, we have a
Oh.
Lapu Lapu pick coming. I think this is finally
Yeah,
a back
a
diver
baby.
that can be an
Yeah,
answer to the Eve. Okay, I'm liking this draft coming in from both teams. Actually, what do you think, Davis?
yeah. It's actually a bit more traditional now, from the side of Reiju, and I think they're actually fine-tuning their approach to the games to make it a bit more profitable for them and a bit more executable. So we see that that was Catcher ban as the final ban from Reiju, while Fluffy prepared to make their own
See
final
value
ban, which
in
is going
me?
to actually be the Fredrin.
You
So that's
should.
also another person that could potentially have a very good combo with the Angela. So they are essentially making sure that they ban out everything that can make the Angela work. So even if Reiju resorts to picking it, they are just going to be giving themselves extra liabilities. Or it's interesting that Polar and Big Face choose to stick with the picks that they actually took the first game with the Grok and the Eve. So I guess they are getting that space, utilizing that space from the full barrage from the Ixia and trying to capitalize on that. But Ascendant, sorry, I'm having some issues right here. Ascendant with that Mathilda pick, and then final two picks for Fluffy is the Paksha and the Harith. So we're actually seeing a Harith gold lane this time. I'm pretty certain. Except we'll be seeing
Uh,
A CC
Personally, I
gold
think,
lane and the Harith
yeah,
HP. Who knows what with the madness
no,
going
no, no.
around? The
I
madness going
think
around.
everybody's going back to the traditional way right now, and I think I don't know.
Carved
Oh
in blood
wow,
and
okay.
bone, my
He goes
path is
Amon again. If
Hmm.
he
unforgettable.
knew he was going to pick
Hmm.
Amon, they should probably have gone that second to the last pick because the
Man.
Matilda pick should have been the last surprise pick, and
Yeah.
Fluffy wouldn't be able to respond. But immediately they saw the Matilda, they were able to respond with the Baxia coming in from
Yeah.
Nero, and then the Arit coming in from
Yeah.
Holy Crystal, and we're getting into the matchback. Personally, I'm not really too comfortable with this Amon of a 10 pick. I don't know what's going. Probably Retro X's jungle pool is not
Yeah.
really wide
We'll
like
talk
that.
about that
This
one
is like a
trickery.
big,
We're always talking about that
yeah,
one
this is like a
trickery in the
problem.
comments.
I don't know. There were other picks. I don't know. Probably like a Roger, a Bane, any other
Yeah.
thing would have worked. There's Ling. You could just go for the to the back for the Eve, and But yeah, I'm not one to speak. But as a jungler, it's just it's somehow. But
Yeah.
yeah, let's get into the game, and hopefully there's not going to be MTN causing havoc for any of the teams. And the team on the map is Flying Cloud, so we should be expecting some fast rotations coming in from both teams. Going
Yeah.
back to the side lanes and back into the jungle. And
Yeah,
I
definitely.
don't think I'm seeing any puzzle quest. All right, we're all
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, indeed. The gods of the networks have answered our prayers, but we're actually seeing Ascendant making a quick route into Fluffy's jungle and doing his best to harass Nero while he is jungling. And Nero actually misses his S2 right there, and I think that would significantly slow his wave clear, even with the emblems to make it fast, and then we actually see a quick engage going in for Ascendant,
Wow.
and that is a first blood on Big Face. So I guess that the problems from the first game are still prevalent in the second game. That overextension once again costing him his life, and giving Fluffy an early advantage. And once again, with the comp that Fluffy actually going into this game with, if they get this early advantage, it'd be very, very hard for Reggie to really back in. But we see King actually getting in some significant poke on Polar right there in the gold lane. And they rotate back to mid. So Ascendance actually just gliding through the map as he should on that Matilda, and making wave clear and giving vision quite easily as well. So doing his Roma or more traditionally now instead of overextending unnecessarily and giving kills over to the opponent. I actually see Super Saiyan hopping in into that bush unknowingly and escaping with just one
Just
HP.
flavor of his
Yeah,
HP.
those
Yeah.
shots were not enough. And that's a bit too unfortunate for Retro X right there. His ganks, his patience almost paid off, but it just was not enough. And FaZe actually sniffs him out right there. And we see King securing that turtle with the strikes, the air strikes. And Retro X actually getting a kill on Baksha. I guess the Rage are actually playing like they should. That Bravest Fighter was actually committed to the backline by Fine Shite to just slow down Nero enough for Retro X to get that kill. So with the first total taken down, that's actually a 1k gold lead for the side of Reiju. So what do you think, Emmy? Do you think that do you fancy them winning this game?
An extra coming in from Big Face is able to escape with Ava's Phase 3, but Ascendant flickers in just to get the kill on him. Pula is not able to do anything. We have an ult coming in from
Yeah,
Ascendant, but he's going to use that to retreat. I think the lack of Super Saiyan in the Turtle Pit was what gave Reiju the upper hand, and they were able to
yeah.
take the Turtle, and then the airstrike coming in from King was able to bust down Nero, and then Retro just came in to clean to do the cleanup.
Yeah, yeah,
All right,
that
so we have a
was
bit of a scrum
very,
player in the mid.
yeah. I think they're just still poking a bit and just getting a feel of each other's damage. But that was actually very well executed from the side of Reiju. And we see Retro X actually using that his assassin instincts once again, waiting in that bush patiently, trying to possibly get an engage onto Big Face if or Holy Crystal if they overextend. But Ascendant, that flicker to get in the passive and Big Face
I
actually
mean, just look
showing
at that. That's fraud.
he's showing
That's
some
fraud right there.
fraudulence right there. We actually seen it
That's a
live
waste
and
of
direct.
remote manipulation right before the total. I said it.
Right before the total. That's actually a very, very important resource wasted right there. And he needs to be very careful now because now that he has wasted that and we see that
Ooh.
tectonic charge going in, but circling eagle actually with the CC immune cancel this out and then the full barrage committed into pull up or Super Saiyan goes to the backline and releases the cutting core. But while all that was happening, Nero actually gets the kill and the backline and the Retro X answers back with a kill onto Holy Crystal with the shard. He's actually trying to escape with his passive right now, and he successfully escapes with the extra speed from the cloak and the bravest fighter committed by Fine Shite just to zone out the remaining members of Fluffy and get a guaranteed total for Reiju. That was a bit scrappy. So many deaths on both ends. It was very hard to follow, but generally, given that Reiju are still maintaining this goal lead at about 1.3k. I think they are actually doing very well to get this game back and possibly take it all the way to the end and get themselves on the scoreboard, Amy.
Yeah, Radio are back into this series, and they are fighting their way back. They want this win. They want to do a reverse sweep, and anything is possible at this point of the game, as long as
Yeah,
Retro X is able to actually deliver. He's on a 200 KDA right now, and right now he's camping in this bush right here, just waiting for one unfortunate. I mean, look at that fraud. That fraud is right there in that bush.
yes, yes.
One,
Oh,
two, yep,
perfect,
yep, yep, yep. And
perfect,
now he's dead. Yeah,
perfect.
a perfect assassination coming in from Retro, but he's going to be punished. We have a full barrage coming in from Ryder, and only Crystal was able to flicker away, but Ascendant was able to follow up with his ult, and he was able to shut him down. And right now he's stuck between the wall, but he's able to dash away. We have a wall coming in from Pula blocking him. Nero,
Yeah, he's just
and
dancing,
he's
man.
sidestepping three
Yeah,
people
he's
right
just
now,
dancing right
but
here.
He's finally taken down by the side of Fluffy. And I mean, just look at this fraud right now. He's on a 1-2-1 KDA. I mean, he's not doing too bad, but he entered the bush that is Roma had not checked. And that is mage 101. You do not go around entering
Yeah,
bushes that has not been checked. Without vision, you don't move around too freely. And
yeah.
all right, we have the third turtle coming in 9 seconds. And we have an engager on top. All right, just a bit of vision giving.
Yeah, and Fine Shite and Retro X actually harassing Super Saiyan a lot in the bot lane, just trying to get him low enough, I guess. But I think they are going to be forfeiting this turtle because the clear speed from Nero actually secures that before they can rotate all the way. And we see Nero actually rolling in on the backshare. But Sendant chooses to back away. He was just
I
practicing his
don't.
salsa steps right there when he was dancing around with against the the entire roster of Fluffy. But finally,
I don't.
he
I
is
don't. I
actually,
don't
yeah,
understand what was going on with Reju's decision making right there. Yeah, I mean, they gave up the
yeah,
turtle. They were planning to take the outer turret and the bot lane. They still had the minions. I don't know why Lapu didn't commit his ult into that. They couldn't rotate back in time, and now
yeah,
they lost the turtle. They are losing the top lane. Reward manipulation coming in from Fraud. But Ascendant is able to dash away into safety, and we have Retro here just camping, waiting. All right, he was spotted out, but he is able to just walk away from that, and we have all of Fluffy's roster in the mid lane, and Engage coming in here from Nero.
yeah. Nero actually going in for the Amon, and we actually see Fine Shites being zoned out by that cutting call. He actually uses the bravest fighter defensively or offensively, I guess a bit of both. And we see the second Eagle actually committed to the back line, but Ascendant retreats and Puller going under the turret just to get a bit of a poke in. And I guess both teams disengage. They just wanted to pour in some resources to see if they could secure this middle lane and possibly some jungle creeps. And I guess they were satisfied with the results and they decided to pack out. Yeah, so big fraud actually being here back in the mid lane and trying to defend his turret, but we see Super Saiyan all the way in no man's land executing as much as he can
What
to try
he's
to zone
thinking,
them out, but that's a 1v4. You can't hold back four people on your
we
own,
have the
even if
same
you are a
thing
CC.
going
Yeah,
on in top lane,
yes, but this time it's
but
actually
Retro is
Retro
able to
X.
escape.
He knows when to retreat. He has those assassin instincts. He knows when the forces he is going against are actually more than he can handle, and he chooses to retreat quite wisely right there. But the turtle, the Lord rather, the Lord is up, and so far Rage actually have a very good position on it, and we see Polar unsuspectingly walking into a an innocent bush, but he gets taken down by the full barrage, and we see that previous fighter committed to the backline, and then the Zaman force just to pour in that damage, but the airstrike, the feathered airstrike coming in a bit too late, and the cutting call actually executed on Raider and King, holding them together. Super Saiyan going to the back line, trying to get his kill secure. But Retro X actually coming from the back, distracting them from the front charge, the frontal assault they were going for, and getting that kill on Big Phase. Um, this
He
is
was able to
actually
use the violence going on to take out the fraud, and we have fraud there on 132 KDA. And I mean, just look at what that CC was able to do. That team fight was able to just look at what he's doing right now.
yeah,
Ascendant,
that's
he
premium
had to use his
harassment.
ult. Oh, nice.
Yeah, that full barrage was not enough to
Oh
save
my god.
I believe that was Ryder who, oh no, no, it was actually Retro X who got taken down. So Ryder actually committed that full barrage, but was not enough to save him. And we see Big Face going for that reward manipulation, but King flies out of the map to make sure that he doesn't get taken down. So we were already ruling that that last team fight favored Reiju, but Fluffy came back with a bang. They came back harder and they actually um
I think.
cutting now. Yeah, control. I
Yeah.
mean, they have control of the Lord Pit. This is looking like a free loss for them, Amy.
I think Reju need to they need to do better with their decision making. That single mistake that they made when it came to the third turtle and the turret taking and everything, Fluffy were able to push all the way down to the inhibitor on the top lane, and they were able to do the same just now on the bot lane, and that is why the Reju are losing right now. And we have Titanic Tide coming in on Retro X. He's taking down
Yeah.
full barrage response from Ryder, but he is not able to take that anybody. And we have a
Oh,
reward manipulation coming in from Fraud in the mid lane, is also not able to take that anybody. And we have, oh wow, we have Arit here trying to do something, but he is taken down by Ryder. And this is just a very scattered team fight. I don't even know who
yeah.
to focus on.
Yeah, very, very scrappy indeed. That Circling Eagle was invested a bit too late right there, and I think he was a bit
Mhm.
too low to have made that decision, and I guess Super Saiyan made him pay for it. But yeah, with the Lord matching top lane and then the minions mid lane, it's looking like they are going to get at least two inhibitors. The first one is already taken
Yeah.
down, and Retro X doing his best to actually take out those
Full
minions. And we see
barrage.
that full barrage committed,
Ooh.
but Polar just tectonic charges his way out of it. But yeah, it is
And this is
interesting to see
why
that. Oh, Super Saiyan,
ooh.
I think he just had a bit of a spike right there, and he ended up taking
Yeah.
some turret damage, and that's a bit unfortunate.
And
It just seems like fate is trying to favor Reiju, but they can't just capitalize on it, Emmy. What do you think?
Personally, I think I would like to point out the fact that Ryder doesn't have what's the name of this item? Oh my god, I can't believe I'm forgetting the name of this item. Uh, the item that stacks.
The Sky PSR?
Oh my god, Sky Piercer. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
I think he should have gotten the Sky Piercer early. He's on a 213 KDA right now, and he would have been able to take down Pula and Nero if he just
indeed.
had a bit of he would have had like 20 stacks on the Sky Piercer, I presume. He would have been able to
Yeah.
take them down, and that would have he would have. And he's
Speak
just
of the
getting it
devil.
right
Speak
now.
of the devil. Yeah.
Probably, yeah. But I think it's already too late. It should be part of probably your second item or something. That's how you usually build
Yeah.
it. But he went for his first three items first before getting, the Sky Piercer. I don't know if that is going to make any changes this late into the game. We're already at the 14-minute marker of the game, and they are on the back foot right now, considering the fact that they have lost almost every single team fight that they started or that was brought to their doorstep. And we have Reiju here trying to just push a little bit on the front, on the top lane. I think they're going to
Yeah.
give up the Lord. And
Y-
Ascendant is here just giving a little bit of vision to Retro X, making sure that he doesn't get picked off while he's pushing. And we have Fine Shite coming in here just to be, a backup. And I think they are all going to recall now. I don't know if Ascendant is going to be able to recall fast enough. Oh, Super
Yeah.
Saiyan walked right back, but he was not able to get
That was it.
anything from there.
Yeah.
We have Feathered Airstrike landing here on Nero, able to take him from 70% HP to around 30, but he's just able to rock right back from that, and he's going to the blue buff. All right, we have a
Yeah.
lot pushing in from top lane. I don't know how they're going to defend this, but the full barrage and the federal airstrike need to be ready by the time the Lord crashes into the inhibitor turrets.
Yeah,
All
indeed. They are
right.
going to need as many resources as they can manage to hold off this frontal assault right now. We see that Feather Strike actually committed on Super Saiyan and Retro X once again being that prime and proper assassin
Oh.
at the back line, taking him out in low HP, but that reward manipulation also always stops him in his tracks. And we see the full barrage
Oh.
committed the tectonic charge and the circling eagle all invested at the same time, but nobody gets taken down. The bravest fighter committed to the backline, and then stunning two. Puller gets taken down by Ryder, and that is a 10
Oh.
stacks for him right there on his Sky PSR. And then the feathered airstrike coming in again just to zone out the remaining members of Fluffy. So that's actually a successful defense by Reggie right there. The
Yep.
base
Yep.
turret hardly took any damage from the assaults that they were actually planning to get. Holy Crystal actually taken down a bit too early. Since he is like their marksman presence right now, he was the one I would say they were relying on for that push
Yeah.
onto the
I think
base.
Retro
Yeah,
X Retro X was able to he did well by the fact that he was able to take down Super Saiyan right before
yes,
the final load push. And I think I don't know what Fraud was doing with that reward manipulation. It was not really needed because Grok already blocked Retro X's escape route with the wall.
yeah,
He didn't really need to commit that. If he had that, they would have been able to definitely end because the Titanic charge was still available. We saw how he used that on Ryder. We have Nero here catching out Retro X, but everyone just falls back. We have Pulaya just giving, basic vision to his team. And yeah, I think they would have been able to destroy the base turrets if they had the reward manipulation. I don't
yeah.
know what's going on with Big Face. Immediately he sees someone, he just you know immediately he just uses
Oh
it
my.
immediately.
Oh my, I think the
Oh,
spirit of Phase has leaked into King because I just saw him using that feathered airstrike on some minions right there.
yeah.
So and finally Phase actually
Spit on the devil.
answering with that reward manipulation, and then his amount
Oh,
was not quite committed.
oh
Fluffy
my God.
actually
It's a
pushing
wrap.
Reiju back. They're actually scrambling to the hills right now, scrambling to get back to their fountain. Ascendant doing his best to actually escape with the circling eagle, not quite committed, or rather committed already and trying to get out, but Retro X coming in with the shards from behind, trying to get that assassination, but instead they get wiped out and they give Fluffy that chance to flex as they take a 2-0 lead over them. Uh, I I guess that was just a bit too unfortunate right there. It all started with that failed feathered airstrike, and then the fraud committing that reward manipulation to just clock into and rage you pushed
It finally
Fluffy
worked in his favor.
out. Yeah, yeah. For the first time, he actually made a good play and gave Fluffy that opportunity to just push Reju all the way back, and they had nowhere to run basically, and it was a bit unfortunate, but yeah, that's a loss for them.
Yeah, Reju, from the early game, they looked like they were having, a bit of changeover, like they were going to win this match. But the fact
Yeah,
that there were some tiny, tiny mistakes coming in from their decision making right from the last or two, that they decided to exchange that for another objective, but they didn't even commit to that objective. They were not able to get it, and from there, Fluffy were able to capitalize on that, and they were
yeah,
able to push all the way to the inhibitor turrets on both lanes. And from there, we have Ryder not building the Sky Piercer early. We have the Amon pick coming in from Retro X, though he
yeah,
made some fine decisions, but still that hero is just in professional plays. It is not something that I would recommend anybody to pick just like
yeah,
that. But yeah, they were able to provide us with a bit of a premium violence from the second game to the from the first minutes of the second game to the last minutes, and we really
yeah,
enjoyed this. But I'm sorry, Reju has to go to the lower brackets now. You know, to face the likes of NCZ, and
yeah,
it's a best of one, to be honest.
yeah.
It can be anybody's
Bracket of
game,
death.
and yeah, I wouldn't want to be in the lower bracket because once you lose, you're gone. All you have to
You're
do is
gone.
just stream and just cheer on other people uh in the tournament.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
thank you guys for tuning in for today's match. Kindly drop a like, and if you have not subscribed to the channel, subscribe and turn on the notifications. We're going to see you tomorrow. I might not be here because I have a match of my own tomorrow, but I believe Bucky and Davies will be here, to entertain you and keep the violence going. Davies.
yeah. Indeed. Thank you very much. It was has been and will always be a pleasure to host and commentate on these matches. Very, very
Yeah.
well played from both teams. It's a bit unfortunate that Rage you have to go to the lower bracket, but I mean, there are never any losses in life. You either win or you learn. So I guess they have learned from this matchup, and they'll probably use that knowledge to their advantage in the future. So yeah,
Yeah.
until tomorrow, I guess, when we'll be bringing you another edition. I'll say good
Yeah.
night to you all. Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe, like Emmy said,
Take care and peace.
because Porky will always be watching you from your bedroom window. So whatever happens, we will not be held liable. Yeah. So good night, you all, and stay safe.